Hey guys, how's it going? Thought I'd do an update. I am doing a voiceover. Just thought I'd try something new. So anyway, I haven't had a video up in a long time, so I thought I would come and do an update. A few things have changed. As you can see, Raptor has gotten in a new cage. His last cage was just too big, and right now, for the space I have, it was just too much. He is a lot happier in this one, I believe. And as you can see, he has a brand new feeder that I made him. I took a juice carton and cut out a hole in it, and then I put a mesh onto the back of it and hung it onto the door with some wire. So now when I put the crickets in there, they will just climb up on the back, and they're not escaping or anything like that. As you guys can see, a little bit of mesh in there. I don't know if you can see that. I just cut a hole in it. I think it works pretty good. This is his first time using it. I like it a lot. It's very easy to put crickets in it, and he seems to be enjoying it. I made sure to have a branch right at it so that he can easily just sit there on his little perch and just shoot his tongue at the crickets. And as well, I can also put super worms in it because he loves the super worms. He is doing great. He is eating normally, eating like he should. A lot of people are probably opposed to this, but I feed him about every other day, a dozen crickets every other day, and usually dusted some type of dusted insect like twice a week, 3 times a week. That way he gets his supplements and vitamins and everything, calcium that he needs. And I also got new plants. This big tree in the back is I believe a dragon tree. Before putting any type of live plants in your enclosures for any animal, always be sure that you do research on them to make sure they are not toxic. A lot of chameleons have died because of eating toxic plants, so you just always want to do your research. There's all kinds of forums and websites that you can get lists of toxic and safe plants for chameleons or other reptiles. He's doing great, by the way, and he is getting big. He hasn't really grown too much since our last update, but he is a lot bigger. He probably will only get a few inches more bigger, and then he's going to be probably about done growing. As you can see, he's not too thrilled right now about having the camera in his face, but oh well. So yeah, he's doing great. You can see where he had a long time ago had gotten to burn. It's all healed up. That was my fault, but it's never happened again, and I corrected it. It happens, nobody's perfect, so all that matters is that he's healed and he's fine. He's currently going through shed right now as well, so he's more grumpy than normal. But yeah, he's just doing good. I'm not sure how old he is. I know when I got him, he was about 4 to 5 inches in length. I don't actually know what age that was, probably a couple of weeks. I've had him for about 3 years, so I'd say he's probably about 2.5, 3 years. I think they live to about 6 years in captivity for veiled chameleons. And yeah, I hope he lives a long time. I hope he lives past what the normal rate is, but we never know. So yeah, he's doing great. Just guys, always do your research before having any animal, and make sure you know what you're doing. When I first got him, I had a chameleon previously, years and years ago. That's where I got a lot of my experience. And when I got him, it was pretty much a no-brainer. I've been doing this for so long already. So yeah, they are a lot of work, a lot of time, money, effort, but they are very, very worth it, and they are very, very enjoyable. They're very sensitive, though. I want to stress that. Very sensitive to almost anything, their surroundings, and they are very, how do I put it? They stress very easily, I guess I want to say. That could be even from moving their cage to a different location, or just taking them out and moving anything around their cage. They get stressed out for a while. I know he gets stressed out pretty easily. Another thing is for chameleons that a lot of people don't get the concept of is they need moving water to drink. They won't drink from a standing bowl of water, so you have to have it dripping somehow. They make different things. There's different things on the market. You can buy dripper and mister, automatic waterer. It can even be as simple as spraying down the cage 2-3 times a day for them to drink the water off the leaves. So, like, there's a lot of different options that you can do. I personally use a fogger and as well as a spray bottle. I have a 2-gallon pump spray. I go through that quite a bit, and it has come in handy because I do have other animals. So it probably lasts a week or two, and then I'm refilling it, and then I'm good to go. But yeah, guys, this is just an update. I know it's been a while. I think my last video was when I posted about herping, but now it's getting later in the year. It's almost December, so you're not really going to see a whole lot of like outdoor type of videos, not until spring. If I were to post anything, it'd be just maybe of snow, like pretty woods or something like that. I live in a wooded area, so it's very, very beautiful during the winter. I also do a lot of off-road riding, so maybe I'll post something. I doubt it, just because that's really cold to do that. Yeah, guys, it's just been a while, and I miss doing this. It's been so long, like I said, since I updated, and that's what I'm going on to. So moving on, guys. You're looking at is Smoke's new enclosure. I've been waiting to post this for a while. His cage has already been done for about 2 weeks or so. And I was going to post on Facebook, but I thought, nah, I think I might wait until I actually get a whole update video for my YouTube. It's been a long time since I've posted anything, like I said previously. Anyway, this is his new enclosure. As you can see, it is an aquarium. There's a lot of flack about putting ball pythons in aquariums. One of the reason is because of humidity. They need a lot of humidity, like at least 60-70% humidity. Maybe not quite as high as 70, but they do need a good amount of humidity, just so they can shed easily and not have any problems with that. The reason I put him in this cage is, in this aquarium, is one, so he can have a basking spot. He also has a under the tank heater. It's a Reptile mat. If you're not familiar with it, it's a Reptile heating mat that usually has one side, it has a adhesive, and you can stick it to the bottom of the tank or to the side. Wherever you need to put it, you can stick it to the tank. I do not recommend to use those without a temperature gauge control. You can buy them off Amazon, you can buy them off eBay, you can buy them from pet stores. Just make sure it has good reviews and that it's good quality. I bought mine from Amazon for about, I'd say about, I think it was like $30, $20-$30 I bought mine for. And what that is, you take your Reptile heating mat that you're using, and you will take that and plug it into the temperature gauge. Then you take the temperature gauge and plug it into your outlet. And what that allows you to do is be able to set a certain temperature. Reptile heat mats, they're not really the safest. A lot of pet stores will recommend them, but they don't ever mention anything about using a thermostat to set the temperature. If you don't know anything about reptile mats, if you don't use a temperature control, they can get over 100 degrees. That can not only hurt your animal, but it can also damage glass aquariums. I've seen it crack glass aquariums, or even melt plastic if you're using it on a like snake tub. They're just not very reliable unless you have a heat mat. I mean, as long as you don't have a thermometer. Anyway, moving on. This is just part of his cage. I am going for a bioactive cage. I got everything set up except for the bioactive part. I got all these live plants. I spent close to $80 on just plants at my local Lowe's, and I like these plants I have back in this corner. I don't remember the name of them. I'm horrible with plant names. It's just awful of how bad it is. But anyway, as you can see over here, I'll put an arrow, is pothos. I got 2 big plants of pothos. I love golden pothos. It is one of my favorite plants to use in aquariums or any type of enclosure, because it is so easy to care for. You can plant it in just about anything, any kind of soil substrate. You don't even have to have a substrate. You can even set it on top of your fish tank or even a bowl of water on your kitchen table, whatever you please. It will grow pretty much anywhere. You can break off any piece of it and stick it in water, and it will start growing in a couple of weeks. That's why I love pothos. I have some pothos, but some of it started to die out, so I got some new pothos, some new plants, get some new roots going. And so far, I'm hoping that this pothos would just kind of cover most of everything inside the aquarium. And another thing that makes it easy, a lot of people will say, no, don't put your ball python in an aquarium. Well, he has never had problems shedding in an aquarium. I've had him in an aquarium previously, and he never had a problem because I had live plants. The live plants help with humidity and help with moisture. This is just a screen top, but I've never had problems with humidity in this aquarium. So if you do it right, you can do it. And I know a couple of people that have kept their ball pythons in an aquarium and never had a problem. Their snake is completely healthy. Now, anyway, what I was saying about bioactive, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm still trying to learn and get information about it. Bioactive is where you have like other living organisms in the soil that will break down any kind of waste or plant matter that might be decaying, and it will just completely benefit your entire aquarium or your enclosure, whatever you're setting it up for. And you can use like springtails, isopods, all kinds of things like that. I don't know in depth to it. Like I said, I'm still learning. But you can basically just throw those in there. They'll repopulate on their own, and they'll take care of the entire aquarium or enclosure, whatever you're setting up bioactive. So I got everything down except the bioactive part. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, trying to learn about it. And once I do ever set this up, I will bring you guys along with it so you guys can see and kind of come along the journey of that and the experiment with that. I know a lot of places you can go to like expos to get this stuff, the different organisms like wood lice, springtails, isopods. I believe one person even used millipedes inside of their bioactive enclosure for a snake, which I don't see a problem with. Millipedes are toxic, but only if they are threatened or consumed, and most snakes aren't going to eat a millipede or even attempt to. So, I mean, I couldn't really see a problem with that if it's a small species that only gets like an inch or two. If you had a little colony of them living inside there, I really couldn't see a problem with that. And I really don't think the snake would harm it or vice versa. I think a lot of these living organisms you can get at expos, as I said, reptile expos. I know you can get a lot of information from there. I think in a couple of months is another expo coming up locally to me. So I will be probably going to that. Depending on the day, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll have to keep a lookout for what's coming up next. What else, guys? But yeah, he's doing great. I think he's going into shed soon. He is not wanting to eat. I mean, he's healthy. He's decent weight. I'm not really concerned. I know last year last winter he went on a strike, a hunger strike for like 3 months, almost all winter long, and wouldn't eat. He wouldn't touch anything. Even after he shed, he would not eat, which I know is normal for a lot of ball pythons. A lot of ball pythons go on hunger strikes. I mean, it's just they only eat to survive. They don't live to eat. So I'm pretty sure he's doing okay. I haven't noticed any like weight loss so far, and I think he might be just kind of going into his hibernational state of mind. So, I mean, I'm going to keep offering food to him regardless, but right now, I mean, he hasn't really taken any, but he's still active. And another thing, too, that I want to talk about his setup, too, as far as basking. His basking is a 100-watt black night light, or night bulb, heat bulb. And it doesn't really, I have this LED strip light. It's not really any beneficial to it, but I do have another light on it that I just put on previously after I made this video. And it is a plant growth light. I just kind of stuck that on there momentarily. I mean, it's still on there now as a dual light. But I actually have a plant to benefit all these, or light to benefit all these plants. I spent nearly $100 on most of these plants that are in here. So, I want to ensure that their life is going to keep going, that they're not just going to wilt or die. I'm not really too concerned about the pothos. Pothos, it's pretty hardy. But anyway, he has a basking spot and as well as underbelly heat that is controlled. I keep it about 90-95 degrees. That's like perfect belly heat. And then I have a temperature gauge, but I haven't actually looked in a while what his basking spot is around. It's a little less than that because it doesn't need to be as intense since he has belly heat. So yeah, guys, this is kind of the update. I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a voiceover that I thought I'd do. I think I've only done maybe one voiceover, so I thought, I'd give it a shot. And as well as, if you're not part of my Facebook page, please like my Facebook page. I will put a link in the description box below, so go check that out and become a part of my page. It is growing. We just hit 153 likes and almost 170 followers. So please, 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 I encourage you to go check that out and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this update. Let me know about your opinions on anything. Please comment below and, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.